Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Max Brown, and Travis Dye joins us. And as I mentioned before, Travis, we've been watching you kick our butt here for the last few years. It's good to have you in the Cardinal and goal. What was the impetus? I mean, you transfer within the conference, so you knew what you were doing. You were coming to a school that you had to know a fair bit about. What was the drive to come down here?
I just wanted to have a new environment, new everything. It would put that chip back on my shoulder, and coming home was just a no-brainer for me. Just for my last year of college football to come home, you can't get any better than that.
How's spring ball been going? You're an older, salty vet out there, man. Usually spring balls, when you get older, you get a little less reps. Oh, yeah, my hammy hurts a little bit, coach. Maybe I don't want to get out there today. How's spring ball going for you?
It's been going good. Like I said, because it's a new environment, everything's new for me. There's a new chip on my shoulder, and so it's almost like
having to prove it again.
Yeah, it's almost like my freshman year again. So that's really fun. That's a nice part about it. But yeah, it's been going good. Spring ball is good. I love the guys. I love Coach Mack, and Coach Riley. But it's been going really well.
The common theme that we've been getting from everyone sitting in this chair is how creative this offense is, and how brilliant Coach Riley is, which we all knew when he got here. You are uniquely qualified to answer that because you've been part of high octane explosive offenses. What is being asked of you in this offense that maybe wasn't asked of you in previous offenses?
Good question.
And I asked that to a guy who's a complete back and probably prides himself on that. But what are those? Yeah, what are those nuances that stick out about this offense?
More routes, more running out of the backfield, more flexed out, more routes while I'm flexed out. Because usually when I'm flexed out, I only get one or two routes here and there in my previous offenses, but way more just receiver routes and getting my hands ready to catch the ball.
You're listening to Travis Dye on Trojans Live, and if you have never seen Travis play, it's something unique. This day and age, it's all about the swag. Everyone's got gloves and armbands and wristbands, as much stuff as they can pile on, except for you, man. No gloves is the thing I always notice about you. What is it, an old school thing? What is it?
I've just never played with gloves on before since I was little, and so when I got to college, everybody used to, haggle me about it. Like, why don't you wear gloves? Why don't you wear? It's just something that I just don't do. I like to play comfortable, and I don't let social norms dictate how comfortable I want to play. But I get stuff for that all the time.
I always thought it was a Northwest thing, like if it's raining and you just got used to it. And
it was just.
Since
I was a little boy, I just never wore gloves, and so when I got to higher levels like high school and college, I never even thought about it. It just happens because that's what I've been doing since I was younger. So why would I switch it up now?
I grabbed all the wristbands and gloves I could get.
All the free stuff.
I was trying to get everything, and I could put everything. I never wore anything in high school. I was the complete 180 in college. How you talked about you mentioned Coach McDonald in there in your room. How was your guys' room? How was the chemistry going in there with Darwin Barlow? You got Jones in there. What's it like with you guys in there and Coach McDonald? He's obviously seen you guys all from afar and got to witness what you guys are doing, and now you guys are all in the same room. What's that room like in there with him?
It's wonderful. It's I couldn't ask for anything better than that room. And I've been a part of a lot of rooms, a lot of running back rooms, and this is by far one of the best ones I've ever been a part of. Just the connection. I feel like I've known these guys for 4 years now, and I've barely met these guys, and they took me under their wing and took me as one of their own really fast. And so, I'm really appreciative about the guys in that room, and Coach Mack, how he coaches. It's a great coaching style, and he tells it to you straight. He won't sugarcoat it for you, and I love that about him.
You mentioned that connection. One of the coolest things I read about you was when you left your previous school, you took out your offensive line for a meal and told them what was going on. Mm-hmm. It shows the importance you put on the leadership and the connection with your offensive line. What steps have you taken this spring to try to, foster those relationships with left tackle through right tackle?
Yeah, I just, I always try to, strike up a conversation every time around those guys. I love those front five. But, we'll do a lot more things here going on in the future. Like, I'll definitely take them out to lunch and dinner and stuff like that. If I hit 100 yards or whatever it is, we'll go out and eat. But
Sean's got the list of recommendations.
This is just turned into
Yeah,
another food episode. You're listening to Travis Dye. We were talking Austin Jones. I've now brought him up a couple times. It sounds like you're a little bit of a trash talker on the practice field. I think he brought that up. I think it came up in one of your post-practice press conferences as well. Give me the mentors. Is there anyone like a great trash talker in sports history? Somebody that you looked at and you go, that's I like that, because you do seem to enjoy the chip on your shoulder. You mentioned it a couple times.
Every single one of my older brothers. That's exactly where I get it from. They've taught me how to bring the best out in people, any way possible, and I'm just trying to bring the best out in the defense. I may say something, and it's not to take to heart. It's just for you to be the best football player you can be when I get on the field.
What you mentioned, setting goals for this year. You've had already a brilliant college career, and you got to strap it up for one more here this year. What are your goals for this year? And can one of those goals keep that luscious mustache going, man? That thing is spot on.
Mustache isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
But one of my goals this year is just to have a 1,000-yard season, but one of my main goals is to win it all. Like, I want to win the whole thing. If you want recognition, you got to win games, and so just to take this team and win the whole thing would be the world to me.
One of my favorite things about your game is complete back, first through third down, fourth down if you need it, goal line if you need it. You mentioned the catching routes out of the backfield. Is that a element of your game that you take pride in, to be a back on all three downs? Because you've had to be in schemes where you're splitting time with other backs that are awfully talented just like yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just showing people that I can also do the fourth and third and goal and stuff like that. That was the biggest thing for me coming into college. Just proving to myself and to everybody around me that I can do anything that any other running back does, and if not better. And I will continue to try to prove that every single day.
We are looking forward to it every single day. For the fans, at least, starts on Saturday. Get to see Travis Dye suit up in the Cardinal and Gold in the spring game. Get out there. It is a noon start, but you can get there earlier. Lots of things going on in the Coliseum on Saturday, including the Trojans suiting up. They're going to play real football, not tag. That's what Coach said. And Travis Dye will be ready to get tackled on Saturday, or make some people miss some tackles is what he's looking at. Coming up next, we're going to talk to USC women's lacrosse goalie. It's Kate Dever coming up on Trojans Live.